I won't be able to come back for at least 3 months. I'm so sad it's my last day. Me too, this is the best place in the world. I'm definitely gonna miss this.
Today, we're gonna be talking about the real reason why men love Sosua. Now, this is a touchy conversation. I believe there's an unspoken reason why men love to travel to places like Sosua. Men don't even exactly know how to describe why they love Sosua, but Sosua is not the only place. There's other places around the world similar to Sosua that men love to travel to. This is a video about my observations, my real accounts from being in Sosua. Trust me, I know all the terms, the mangoes, the choppies. I know all about the passport bro culture. People might be thinking that that's what this video is gonna be about, but you might be surprised. I have some insights that are a little different than you might expect. And hopefully this will help women to understand why men are moving the way that they're moving as well. And now it's time to get into that travel conversation about why men love Sosua. Let's go, baby. All right, so first up on why men love Sosua is because they feel seen in Sosua. If you're a man from the United States, you know what I'm talking about. You can be working out twice a week, eating good, have a nice car, maybe you have a BMW, live in a nice apartment, but women act like you're invisible. The bar of success and attractiveness has been set astronomically high, and I would say unrealistically high, to where if you're not basically a superhero, women act like you don't exist. Down in Sosua, men don't have to prove their value. As soon as they walk into a room, women notice them. In Sosua, you can walk into a room with a t-shirt on and some flip-flops, and 3 girls want to walk up to you and have a conversation with you. In the United States, you can walk into a room with a $1,000 pair of Givenchy shoes on, and women act like you're a scrub. Here in Sosua, the eye contact is real. They want to see what you're about. They want to see if you can improve their life in some way, shape, or form. It could be an experience that you give them, or it could be a long-term relationship. But when you're in Sosua, you get better energy off of women, and that makes you feel appreciated. When men feel appreciated, they want to go to places like that where they're respected, they're admired, and they're valued. And that's one of the big reasons why men love Sosua. All right, so if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that like button. It helps the algorithm pick up on what we're putting out. The second reason why men love Sosua is because life is a lot simpler in the Dominican Republic. And obviously with Sosua being in the Dominican Republic, that plays right into it. You can live a very, very simple lifestyle. Money goes a lot further, so that's definitely a part of it. It's a lot more affordable, but it's a lot more simplistic. The hype culture and the swag culture and the drip culture and all of that stuff goes out the window. No need to walk around with a big chain around your neck. No need to flex a bunch of money constantly in order to be noticed, valued, recognized, and appreciated by the locals. And that's not just from a woman's standpoint, it's the men as well. It could be as simple as you just having a conversation with your taxi driver.
Pero así es fácil. Estás feliz ahora, amigo.
The men want to do business with you. The men obviously want the opportunity to get some money out of you. Everything is more affordable, so within that, you're able to stretch your money farther and get more done with less, and that makes life easier. Sosua in the Dominican Republic in general is a lot more family oriented, and that plays into it as well. You could literally move around the city for $2 to $6 a day using a taxi service and have a great time. You don't need to have this expensive car. Literally everything that you could possibly need is all right there in the city, which is really, really cool. And it's a different vibe from a lot of cities in the United States, which I think honestly the weather has a lot to do with that. But whatever the case may be, it's a cool vibe down there.
We could grab tacos at that new spot. Not feeling tacos today.
What about pizza or maybe those burgers we saw earlier?
I'm not going to beat around the bush on this next one. We're going to jump into the women. And this is going to be a big section because there's a lot to cover. We've all seen the videos on social media and YouTube of guys filming women walking around on the streets looking sexy. Men do love to travel to Sosua for the women. Let's just get that out of the way. Yes, that is a thing. But why is it a thing though? Well, it's primarily because the women check more of the boxes that men are looking for. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, fellas, but The juice sometimes is not worth the squeeze in the United States. It's more of a hassle. And even the sheer number of women that you have to sift through to find one of the good ones, again, it feels like the juice is not worth the squeeze. Take a flight down to Sosua, hanging out by the beach. 5 women walk up to you, cooperative, submissive, in shape, you know, ready to build a family, looking to have some kids. I've met men at the airport that are engaged. They're getting ready to get married in a couple of months. People who are from the Dominican Republic who are living in the United States to earn a good living for a 6-month contract, trying to bring success back down to Sosua as well. That's not to say you can't find that in the United States. You can. There are a lot of great women in the United States as well. And let me just clear that up too. Men are not grossed out because women have a career. That's not what this is. Men are looking for somebody they can build with. And so if they don't feel like they can build with you, you're going to be less attractive on the long term. You can have the boom, pow, all the stuff, the makeup and the hair and the beautiful face and all of that. And that's dope. But if he doesn't feel like he can build with you, then the confidence level starts to drop, and it's unclear if he can build with you long term. Not looking to compete with him or trying to top him or trying to force him to be these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you got to have this and you got to have that. Cool. You want that, you know, do your thing. But like if a girl tried to date me 10 years ago, she wouldn't even recognize me today because my income is doubled and tripled. You know what I'm saying? So men are traveling there looking for relationship opportunities. Men are traveling there to just get a good vibe from a woman because they're not finding that as effectively in the United States. Men are not just traveling from the United States to Sosua. There's men traveling from Europe. There's men traveling from Africa. I was in Puerto Rico and met this really cool African dude who was chilling out in Puerto Rico. There's people all over the world that are traveling to these different places, looking for love, looking for relationships, meeting up with people that they met online. It's a global dating marketplace, and Sosua is certainly one of those places where you can go and you can have a good time and maybe have hopes that, yeah, you know, maybe I'll find something else while I'm down here too. And I'll just say, like, my personal experience, my first trip to Sosua was a part of another trip that I was doing. So I was actually in Puerto Plata with my ex-girlfriend chilling out, and I had a couple of extra days. And so I took a trip over to Sosua to see what all the fuss was about. And so when I got over there and I saw what things were and what it was like, dang, okay, now I see why guys are talking about this place. You know what I mean? But not every guy that goes to Sosua is on the same mission. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are traveling there for business. I looked at Casa Linda while I was there, and I got a video that I'm gonna drop in the link in the description below when I drop that. I've viewed properties as far east as Gaspar Hernandez, Kite Beach, Cabarete. There's all kinds of reasons why men travel. I'm telling you, like, it's not just for that one reason. And why not stop at Sosua, have a good time? The restaurants are good. There's beautiful women around. What guy wouldn't want to go to a place like that? But leave me a comment below. What do you think? What is the real reason why you like to go to Sosua? I know some of y'all are just going to say it's because women are bad down there or whatever. But I'm curious to know. And I bet you'll be surprised how many men will say there's another reason why they go to Sosua. Well, there's all kinds of reasons. Now, I would say this. For the men that travel down to Sosua on a passport bro tip, more power to you. I'm not here to judge, but I would say this. There's a hustle going on down there as well. So make sure you're not the one getting hustled. I would say that. And like I said, Sosua is not the only place. You got Colombia, Medellin, you got Thailand. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I think that your primary reason to travel should never be for a woman. You know what I'm saying? If you're there and you happen to meet a girl, great. But you shouldn't travel just for a woman because stuff can get ruined and then your trip is ruined, you know? But if your mission was always something else and the woman don't work out, then, you know, cool, whatever. You know, I was going to come here anyway. You know what I mean? Which a lot of you fellas out there already know this stuff. And the reason why is because there's dope women everywhere. There's dope women in Florida that I've met. There's dope women I live in Omaha, Nebraska. There's dope women in Omaha, Nebraska. I've met chicks out in small cities, small towns outside of Omaha, Nebraska. You would never think that there was a chick out there, and there's a dope chick out there. You know, you got to pay money to get down there. You could easily pay that same money to go on a date anywhere. You know what I mean? So leave me a comment below. What do you think about that viewpoint? I'm curious to know what everybody else's mentality is on it, but that's just how I move. The next reason is Sosua amplifies whoever a person is. If a person is on a mischievous tip, then Sosua is going to be a place where they feel like it's their playground, where they can do mischievous things. If they're a person that's just looking to have a good time, Sosua is going to bring that out, you know. It just all depends on what you're looking for. For me, like I said, I was down there on business looking for properties to buy. Since people like to travel to these places, maybe I should buy a property there. I can rent it out while I'm back home in the United States. And then when I'm ready to use it for my own personal purposes, I'll clear my calendar and make it unavailable those stretch days, have my good time, and then get back up to the United States. This saves me money and actually allows me to make a profit, right? So now I'm getting paid to go down to the Dominican Republic as opposed to being a consumer. All right, so who is Sosua for? Sosua is a great place for men seeking clarity, for a reset, to decompress, for men looking for peace and quiet, a simpler lifestyle, affordability, a good time and some good memories. And last but not least, and most importantly, is if you like the tropical vibe, because it's a chill vibe down there. The people are super cool, super sociable, and people just want to enjoy the weather and have a good time for the most part. When you're in the United States, a lot of times with this color skin, you're the minority in a room. When you go to Sosua, if you're not used to that, that can be a dope experience too, to be around people that are melanated. You know, it's really cool to see people like yourself kind of dominate the landscape, and it's a dope landscape as well, you know, a tropical landscape. You can also have a really, really good experience doing kayaking and you know, excursions and have a really nice room and chill out and all those different types of things as well. So it's just all around, it's just a great place to have a good time if you know how to hide your money well. So it's really for people who are down to earth, who are genuinely just looking for a good time. But if you're the opposite, you know, the type of person that just think they deserve to be treated like a king because you from the United States or something, like, it's money down there too. It's people down there that got money. Bring your money, bring your success, and use it well, and that's what's up. But don't think that you're the only one that's got $1,000 in your pocket. Other people got money down there too. So last but not least, what is Sosua for me? Sosua for me is like a travel paradise. And it's not just because of Sosua, it's because of the whole island and the surrounding areas. Puerto Plata is a 40-minute drive from Sosua, give or take. Maybe depending on what side of Puerto Plata you're on, it could be closer to like 25. But it's really close to the airport. It's probably it's the fastest way to get from the United States to the Dominican Republic. Great restaurants, beautiful women. In my opinion, Sosua is not special for beautiful women. There's beautiful women in a lot of the cities that I was out there in, you know, everything from Puerto Plata, Santo Domingo for sure. There's a few cities in between there that have, you know, stops along the way if you do like Caribe tours. And, you know, there's beautiful women all over the place. I mean, and when I was in Punta Cana, I mean, they were just everywhere. I mean, and I'm talking about before they shut everything down on the beach and whatnot. There's women in Boca Chica, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't think that it's this exclusive thing. I think it's a great place for tourism. I think it's a great place for investment. And I think it's a great way to get from the United States into the Dominican Republic and then move around from there. I don't know, man. Leave me a comment below. That's just my opinion. I'm just one guy with one opinion. Would love to hear what you guys have to think about it. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Why do men love Sosúa? Why do you love Sosúa? If you're a man out there, why do you love to travel to Sosúa? Have you been to Sosúa Beach prior to the shutdown and after the shutdown, or which one? I'd be curious to know, because I am planning to go back. I'm looking at some other properties just east of Sosúa. And so I'm gathering information. This is a real conversation, and I'm excited to hear what you all have to say. We'll see you guys in the next episode. It's Dion's Adventure signing off. Let's go, baby.